Ya'u Uda E Uma. What's goody to the God and the goddesses, and what's popping to my people? And well, like we always do about this time, get my life in order while I wait for you. Kinfolk, how you feeling, brethren? How you feeling? Yo, I'm just trying to make sure everything is everything while we wait on the people. Yo, hey, hey, you in St. Louis been going. You in St. Louis been on one for the last week. I be watching y'all like you and you and little bro St. Louis been taking turns this week. Hey, pressure bust pipes, apply it. That's what I'm like. Pressure bust pipes, apply it. Brother Banks, Yahoo, what's up, God? Hey, we gonna get it popping tonight, man. Let's light this thing up, man. Hit the like, hit the share. When you come in, hit the like and hit the share. Let's get it on, man. This the first one of the new year. You know this always gonna go harder than my other ones. This misinformation, this the real deal. Them other ones, we be playing. This where the fight at. This where the real fight at. Hey, man, yeah, see, it's a lot of people, they be stuck on them threads. I'm gonna stop posting the last hour before I come in here. Hit the like, hit the share, let's get it popping, man. It's Sunday. There go my mama. Hey, we at least gotta get you in a hoodie, can't get right. We got them True Warrior hoodies on the way, man. I got the True Warrior hoodies on the way. Y'all know the mail all fucked up, so y'all gotta give me about 2 weeks. Give me about 2 weeks, and we'll have these right here, but we'll have them in the hoodies, the True Warrior joints. I'm gonna have them in all sizes. True Warrior hoodies in about 2 weeks. Peace, Queen Yahoo. Hit the like. Hey, you know what? Nina Brown is crazy. You one of the only rappers I like. Nina Brown is crazy. You one of the only rappers I like. I don't like a lot of these rappers. Yahoo Queen. Hey, the Queen talking about the motherfucker then got he said the boyfriend got mad because I done went out with the BD. What are you supposed to do? What you forced my hand. Yeah. We gonna have the hoodies. I was letting everybody do their thing, man. The long sleeve joint's been going crazy. I wanted to switch up the flow, just cause you know I hate doing stuff everybody else do, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Only reason why I'm gonna say this, cause ain't nobody else gonna say it, and I'm one of them people who I pioneer a lot of shit, but I never get credit for it. So watch y'all notice. I was the first one y'all seen with fashionable conscious clothing. Now I see a lot of people who was doing regular clothing. Now they starting to have conscious logos they sliding in. But it ain't once or twice, it's becoming a normal thing. And I'm like, cool. You know, we supposed to grow from each other. But it ain't nothing like the source, baby. I'm always going to hit y'all with something hard. So we got a lot. The springtime, the queens, y'all going to be so happy. I got so much fly queen stuff with the dresses and all that coming for the springtime. I'm going to have the queens with the Egyptian everything. But we got to hit the like, hit the share, It's the premiere. We gotta go hard. We can't play with these people tonight. Come on, y'all, hit the share button. Let's get it. While we wait on people to get in here, let me tell y'all about this incident. See, this my problem. And I hate to say this. No, I don't believe in the word problem. Because I'm from a place where a problem is a problem. So I ain't saying problem. Here's my issue with my own people. Now, at the beginning of 2020, I had this idea. I took it to my team. They thought it was a good idea. I took it to my general. He gave me the green light to pursue it. Now, my idea was this. Every time black folks want to party, now I don't party. I don't drink. I don't pop bottles. Although when I did, I was one of the flyers. But I don't. I'm retired. And when I say when I did, I don't want y'all to think this is a 20-year-ago story. I'm newly reformed. I was fly as hell a couple years ago. But what I'm saying is, I don't necessarily agree with the nightlife. I think it's a distraction. I think it's a waste of time. And I think we should be doing way better shit than partying. Especially during 2020. Either way it go, before the COVID thing hit, and we was just getting our chapter together, I thought it would be a great idea to show some support for my people if we put together a Panther security team and start doing security at these events. I figured it would be motivation for my own people to see righteous black men on deck and want to not fuck that up. And then I thought it would be a deterrent for law enforcement always trying to crash our shit. If they see we already there, we don't need your help. So that was my ideology with doing it. COVID hit. Everything got shut down. It's just starting to reopen back up. So lately, I've been having people ask me, do we still want to do it? I took it to my team. They say, let's do it. So, let's do it. Now, we doing the security at the event. A lot of things was not how they should have been. But things happen. You move on the fly, whatever. I owned a nightclub for a year and a half. I co-owned a nightclub for a year and a half. My mama right there. My mama was your front door lady. I literally bought mama a little fake house to sit right outside the club in the wintertime so she could sit in her house. I put a heater in there. She could sit in her little house with the heater and catch the money at the door. Mama will tell y'all I ain't lying. So I didn't did the nightclub thing. I did that for like a year and a half. So I know how it be. Now, with that being said, when we get to the end of the night, well, first and foremost, a brother tried to sneak in. I caught him. He caused the scene. And that was his catalyst for feeling like he was going to throw shots at me all night. So it was a couple little minor incidents. And I'll be honest with you, like I just told you in the beginning, I'm not that far removed from the bullshit. So in certain situations, I still think like that. And plus, I'm a general. I'm supposed to think like that sometimes. So it's like, it's a back and forth thing going on. Long story short, this night ends in, it take way too long for them to shut down. Shit's getting out of hand. And as we getting everybody out the club, they start shooting. Everybody run back in the building. Now, the dude who I had an altercation with, or where he had an altercation with me rather, talking about, oh man, y'all see the Panthers running? And just that quick, that's how rumors get started. Now, we're inside the building with the people. What the hell is we running from? The people went outside and ran back in. We standing in the hallway trying to calm everybody down. But you see how quick. Now, one of my Panthers' mother called him with this information that she heard what happened, and we ran at the point. And it's like, we only did this to try to show some support for our people in doing something that we really don't even believe in. And now, I'm not a security guard. They're not a security guard. We Panthers. The ideal is to detonate the bullshit, which we have been doing all night, and not partake in it unless absolutely necessary. Now, there was never an incident where any Panther was in any line of any type of fire, so it wasn't no need to run. But however, we're the only people in the building with the legitimate right to have firearms. So none of this makes sense. Not to mention, if you know me and you've been to my city, I ain't never ran from nobody. I've been here a very long time, and I can't say I haven't been into it with quite a few people. So either way it go, it's just amazing how trying to do something repeatedly, every time you try to do something and stand in for your people, you keep getting these type of things that happen. Now, needless to say, we just won't do it no more. I didn't care about it no way, and it's not really like we're getting paid $50 per man to be on our feet for 5 hours. That ain't nothing we did for the money. We did that so y'all could pop y'all bottles and pretend y'all rappers without the police and the white boys running up on you. That's why we did it. But nevertheless, needless to say, you just can't. It's sad that you can't get to a point where even your community understand, like, your enemy is somewhere else. You barking up the wrong tree. First of all, like, I don't even think you understand what the Black Panthers are, because if you did, you would realize that this is not really a logical route to go down. But past that point, what's the point? The whole point of the original Black Panthers is to protect and defend black people. So how you end up into it with the people that's there to protect and defend black people? It's not like when you just got security there, they there to do a job and don't give a fuck about you. That's not the scenario you was dealing with. You got the protectors of black people overseeing your event. They're supposed to make you feel different when you walk in the building. And seeing as how it didn't on a large scale, it show you where we still at here. It be the simple shit. Because like I said, I don't drink. I don't pop bottles. I don't like parties. I did get the opportunity to see a lot of things I probably shouldn't have seen. With some of y'all people that pretend y'all be on the up and ups. I seen a lot of things I probably shouldn't have seen. But past that point, and I would just say to a lot of y'all queens, I don't know the liquor amount that it would take for me to come outside naked with snowflakes on the ground. But some of y'all was tripping. It was freezing outside. I didn't understand that. When the party get that serious, I'm gonna move to Miami and get me some goddamn Bermuda shorts. Y'all was tripping. For real. But either way it go, you just gotta understand, like, you sure you want some of this truth from you? Man, we too frequently just do certain things without putting a whole lot of thought into it. But with that being said, it is what it is. Like I said, it was something that we thought on a community scale, on a larger scale, as far as implementing ourselves into the community, it would be a good idea and it would keep down the confusion. What I realize is, like, the confusion got to be kept down on all angles. First of all, the people got to give a fuck about keeping the confusion down. So when you don't have a mentality that cares, then that leads us to the state of the world we're in right now. Look at where we at. Just look at where we at. Now, if you seen if you watching this this circus, I just got to thinking, like, how did we get here? Do y'all ever stop and think about that? Like, how did we get here? Think about, you can go from teenage years or high school or wherever you feel comfortable at, where life was a lot simpler and you could clearly see a path. Now you get here and you look at the world. Even go back 5 years ago. You couldn't have convinced none of us 5 years ago that it was going to be like this right here in 2021. Think about what just happened in the last 12 months. What did you take from the last 12 months? What did you see in the last 12 months? How did you analyze your existence in the last 12 months? Because all of us experienced something way past what we... Now, even I say even this, okay, as somebody who's been teaching consciousness for a minute, I used to teach, and I have always taught that this moment was coming. Now, whether I said that or not, I can't honestly say if I believed in my heart it would be during my lifetime. I may have said, yeah, by this time it's going to happen. But deep down in your gut, do you think, or did you think that you would get to a point in your life where they could show you what they're going to do to the world in a movie, and then turn around and turn the world into the movie they showed you, and very few people put it together? That's the type of time you living in. People could make a movie about a natural disaster. It be a smash hit. Everybody go see it and love it. And then 10 years later, you wake up inside of that very movie. And you wake up and realize, like, fuck, this is the movie. And everybody you trying to explain this to, nobody realizes. Out of every 20 people you explain this to, one of them get it. At that rate, do you understand where that positions you? You woke up in the fucking same movie that you seen. And you pretty much the only person that believed it. Your mom and them don't, your daddy and them don't, your kinfolks, your grandparents, you know, nobody. How did that become a reality? When they say, do life imitate art or do art imitate life? Which one is it? We're in a movie. And nobody thinks so. You think this is real life. Think about all the shit. Just think about this. Think about all the things that we do that don't make zero sense. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the obvious. We are literally went from being slaves and hostages in a country to being released from a hostage slavery state and willingly remaining in that country and voting on which slave master will rule you next. So you've been positioned to the point where you have agreed that you are okay with your abduction and now are participating in this in building the system that abducted you. So you were an unwilling participant. You were an unwilling participant in the system that abducted you for a few hundred years. And you went from that to being released and given the right to do what you want to do within reason. And what you chose to do was stay where you were captive at and help to make that a better place. And you argue about this. This is a reality, though. It ain't nothing to talk about. It's not debatable. It's not even really a topic. It's just saying this is where we at with it. So, where does that line us up for a lot of other shit? Like I say this all the time. You could go in almost any Walmart in America and you see that little bulletin board when you coming in. And the little bulletin board right there got all the missing children. It'd be hundreds of missing children on the bulletin board. But not on the news. How does the evening news have an entire 5-minute segment where they show you basketball clips and count down the top 10 plays of the week? A whole 5 to 10 minute segment based on men playing a game for shitloads of money. That guarantees a 10-minute segment on the news. But you won't hear shit about missing children. It's not debatable. It's your reality. So then the only thing I can say is, look what we accepted. None of this shit I'm finna say tonight is these are not negotiable points. This is about, look what we accepted. Look at the title, The Never Ending Story. It's been for eons. That's why I showed the moon on a stick. You got so much evidence out here that the moon is not what they say. If you walk up to the average person and be like, just for conversational piece, you smoking, sipping, doing neither one, just hanging out, whatever it is you do when you in your comfort zone with your friends, and in the middle of Sports Center, hey G, I heard the moon wasn't real. The first thing you gonna hear is, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you mean the moon ain't real? Like, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit that your calendar can tell you what the moon is gonna do every night. How the fuck can something older than your calendar system, how can your calendar tell you what's going to happen with it? The moon is supposed to be millions of years old. Billions of years old. However the fuck old the moon is. How the fuck can regular people tell you what the moon is going to do? Now I know they gave you all kind of clever scientific answers and reasons of why they could do it. But I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you some common sense shit. The moon is way the fuck up there and it's old than a bitch. How regular people gonna tell you it's gonna be half tonight? It's gonna be a quarter another night. Nah, it's gonna be full tonight. And I'm not even saying they can't, but I am asking you how. It's rhetorical. Just chew on it. Then they told us they went on this thing that looked like a can opener. The president called Neil Armstrong on a landline. You think a landline went to the moon? He talked to the astronaut on the moon with one of those phones from back in the day. We seen that on TV, on a black and white TV. Nobody made the connection. The whole world, nations all over the world, watching this shit live. And nobody thought, how the fuck is the president calling on the moon? I don't know either. But the interesting thing is, it never happened again. Something so phenomenal, and y'all never went back? Why? Why you never went? Like, bro, if they went back then on a can opener, we should have a fucking resort out there right now. You should be able to go to the moon on Saturdays with your date by now. That was black and white TV, my nigga. That was 60, 70 years ago. The 60s? The 60s was 60 years ago. 60 years ago, they went to the moon on a can opener. And you mean to tell me I can't go this Saturday with a date? You lying. How? How? Because you bought it. Because nobody cares. You bought it. These people, look. I can't even get it out. It's okay. I had broke down that thing before. If you look at, okay, we be on this thing talking about Rome run everything. Okay, let's just play with that for a minute. Let's just say, it's humor me and say I'm right, that when it comes to Rome and the Vatican, they are extremely high on the totem pole in who controls our world. They're not the end all, but they high up there. Now, everything you see in this country is Roman. And people always be saying, Rothschild. And the Rothschilds run this, and the Rothschilds do this, and the Rothschilds do. Do you know what the fuck a Rothschild is? You know what the name means? Do you know who these people are? These are the people who y'all call Jews. But then Rothschild means red shield, it's German. When are y'all gonna understand that this is a European mindfuck with all these German Jews? This is bullshit, bro. You got people that come from a certain part of the world, period. They identify, period. They encountered each other, so they went to war with each other first, and they created alliances first. So by the time their beef trickled over to you, you seeing more of a unified front, because they didn't already deal what they was going to do with each other. Now, they done figured that part of life out. Now they moving on to your ass. So now, here's my point. So now, if the Romans is running things, we know Rothschilds. Ever since we can remember, we've been connecting the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. If you don't know shit else, you know about the Rothschilds. Okay, so let's just play with what you know already. So now, the Rothschilds, according to what we think we know, has got something really going on as far as controlling America. This is what we think we know. Now, you got a man named Adam Schiff. I talked about him before. He's German. He's sent from Germany. He was an understudy of the Rothschilds. He comes here, becomes the #1 businessman in America, opens up the first bank. He's in charge of the, he's the one who sets up the NAACP and all that type of shit. You know, the NAACP, all these coalitions, all of them was set up by what you would call Jewish people. So your whole BT, all your black everything, if it say black, the only thing you got, the original Black Panthers is grassroots. There is no nothing. We don't take money. We don't get nothing from nowhere, so you can't have nobody in your pocket who you can't manipulate. We don't get shit from nobody. We self-contained. That's the only way. Anytime you got some grassroots where no funding is coming from anywhere but they own way of raising it, that's a better chance of trusting the organization. So either way it go. Now, they say in 1865, allegedly, they freed the slaves. That didn't really get more so circulating us around the country till about 1890 is when we really start to really get some movement and some semblance of what they call freedom. So now, you got from 1890 to they burned Black Wall Street down in 1921. 1921, 1922, they burned Black Wall Street down. So, after 250 years of slavery, 250 plus years of slavery, in less than 20 years, we reached millionaire status in this country. Do you understand? Do y'all understand certain shit? Almost 300 years of being slave, beaten, and raped. In less than 20 years, we created millionaire communities in this country. Self-contained. Up under people who fucking hate us. So it's safe to say we don't need them necessarily to be successful in this country. That's what the evidence would tell me. Now, when they burned down Black Wall Street, why are they doing this? This is an economic thing. You got the white boys that come home from the war and they broke. And they slaves is millionaires riding fancy cars and shit. I come home from the war with a drug habit and no money, and this nigger has got the car, the date of the year, and is walking around with his fancy little pocket watch and shit. Fuck that. So now, this is where you get on one end you start getting the rise of the Klan. On the other end, how you handle, because y'all don't understand, a lot of this is rooted around economics, and that's what I'm trying to break through to y'all. That's why I'm so much, people say black enterprise and don't even know why. I'm finna show you why. So now, their problem was anger and economics. So, now, first of all, you destroyed the money foundation. That's the first thing you do. Now that we done fucked y'all up, let's reset and do this the right way. Now, put on the hoods. We gonna start hanging you niggas. We not gonna play with you like that. Now, another thing we gonna do is, now, you start immigrants. You bring in immigrants. So now, let's think about when your Cosa Nostra hit, when your American Mafia really hit into this country. 1920s, 1930s. So what are they doing? The jobs that you gonna get, because they just tore your shit up. Now you gonna need work. And since you way more qualified than them, you the one built the country. You know how to do all the goddamn work. So off of qualifications alone, you gonna eat up the job market. They don't want you. They want you as slaves. So therefore, they built these unions and boxed in the mafia so that the mafia could lock down all the jobs. The unions is to help the mafia and them lock down the jobs. Help the average white boy lock down the jobs so that you can't get them. And now you fast forward, now y'all into these unions and shit. But in their inception, that was to keep your black ass out. Now, you got all of these immigrants coming straight from Italy. Ironic how when Italy was fucked up and Rome was fucked up and was divided, it took the black general September Savius to reignite Rome and bring Rome back together under one flag on his conquest before he died. Which means in the early Roman days, it was plenty of black blood running through Rome. That's why the Italian boy got so much tin on him. But he don't like black folk, though. All right, great-great-grandson. It's cool. See, you got to know something to know something. These people play with us a lot. Now, you bring the Italian boy in here, and he going to take your job, nigga. Then you see the rise of the mafia, and they hid behind the mafia. And that's why they programmed you with the movies to show you how everybody was bowing down to the mafia. That was only on certain levels. That was a facade. How else was they going to sell all them drugs? How else was they going to extort all them businesses? This is what you're dealing with. Every time we think we know something. Now we fall in love as the young black man. We fall in love with this Italian tough guy mafia culture. And the only reason why we love it is because we see the powerless rise to power. Or so we think the powerless rise to power. But isn't it funny how all the mobsters was Roman Catholics? They was all Catholics. Coming from Italy and Rome. They're coming from the people who running this thing. They're sending over all of their people and acting like they don't know what's going on. This is a thing being ran on you, so you can't have what? Money and resources. Every chance they get, they're going to deny you money and resources. So they flooded the inner cities with the Italians. That's where you were supposed to go after they burned down all your $1 million establishments. But they made sure after they tore your stuff up, you didn't have nowhere to go. But back to the raggediest place they left for you, the ghetto. Or as we call it, the hood. A hood is something you put over your head to cover up. It's always about the money and the resources. At least on this level. Now, when you get on the other level, they have all the money and resources. But the name of the game is keep you down. So they're going to make sure you don't get nowhere near money and resources. And I see a lot of y'all jumping on this stock market train. I dabble with it myself. Be careful. Is all I'm saying to you. The number one rule of any type of gamble is don't invest in nothing you can't afford to lose in any form of gambling. I'm a old dice shooter that turned into a poker player. Now I play professional poker. And I know the reason why I'm able to do it all these years and never endanger myself, because I don't take nothing that I can't lose. Why take $1,000 if you know that you ain't going to be able to stop? And if you lose that 1,000, it's going to get rough. And you telling yourself, well, no, I ain't going to lose it. No, I've been there before. I just ain't going to take it. If I leave it so far away, by the time I go get it, I've been talking myself out of it. But all I'm saying is be careful, because the stock market is gambling. And the one thing I know about these people is this. I just told you. The name of the game is keeping money and resources away from you. So anytime you get in on something, it's almost over. The only time they let you in on anything is when it's almost over. So the fact that when I go down my thread now, without knowing anything, because I don't really know the stock market like that, but just knowing how they move. When I go down my timeline and I see every other black person asking about what stocks and what to invest in and what stockbroker they use, when I see that all down my timeline, I know it's almost over. Something funky finna happen. I ain't telling you to stop doing what you're doing. I ain't telling you to keep doing what you're doing. I'm telling you whatever you're doing, Get very fucking informed about it, because they're about to pull a whammy some way, somehow. Because anytime they let black folks know about the money finna dry up. You can believe that part of it. And I said that the other day, and right after I said it, woke up the next day and they talking about Bitcoin and then took a crash. And I'm telling you, boy, I'm telling you now, when they start telling black folks where the money at, that's because they finna move it. The last thing, see, y'all got to get out of that mentality of this fair world and all of this shit. Ain't shit fair about nothing. And then watch this. Now, I brought up the Italians for a reason. Now, look how they do this. Now, they took they people, they bloodline, sent them to their country to corrupt it and turn the streets into war zones. They did that on purpose. So now, once it served its purpose, and they got the drugs flowing through the communities, and they got the corruption flowing through the communities, then they pulled the mob apart, and the police became the mob. All the corruption that the police was doing with the mafia members, okay, well, they got rid of the mob. It's different now, because now we got the ex-slaves running the streets. They're a little bit different. Even though they learned it from the mafia dudes, it's a couple generations later, and they done lost that savvy because we trained them not to be savvy no more. See, through indoctrination, they took some good businessmen, because drugs is a business, not condoning it, but at the core of what was going on at the time, these people were businessmen. Now, they followed the blueprint of the have-nots before them and realized, okay, we keep in mind, we were slaves. We really don't know how this go. We just got out of slavery. They tell us you're supposed to do right. We do right, get to the top of the pinnacle doing right. They burn it down and throw it away. So now, okay, what are we supposed to do now? So then we start coming up with things to just defend ourselves. Okay, we realize, okay, after that incident, we need a line of defense. So we start coming up with these little coalitions and tough church guys and the deacons and all of that shit. That was for self-defense. That evolved in the street gangs for self-defense. Because them Italian boys keep coming back over here doing whatever they want to do. Now, when you evolve from that, Yahoo, peace, God. Now, when you evolve from that, you see they take the mafia off the streets, and everything that the mafia used to control the street gangs took that. Y'all ain't looking at it like what it is. The police and the government is orchestrating this whole situation. Watch this. How you spend 50 years, you spent 40, 50 years terrorizing the mob, going to war with the mob over liquor. Broke up all of the families, sent everybody to prison, and then created liquor stores. Bro, do you know how many people lost their life over liquor? And now you can go down the street and get you a $5, $2, $3 bottle of anything? It's people right now ain't coming home and been locked up since back then for running liquor and numbers. And now you can go to any gas station to play the lottery. They got shitloads of lotto cards and all kind of shit. Do you know how many people went to prison, never to see their family again, still locked up right now for running numbers? Black people, still locked up, been locked up since the 60s for number running, and they still there. And for the last 30 years, you can go to any goddamn, last 40 years, you can go to any goddamn gas station and play you some lottery tickets. No pardon, no apology, nobody coming home. How many bootleggers did they lock up, send to jail? Matter of fact, how many people got murdered over liquor wars? These people fighting, murdering each other over liquor wars, shootouts with the police. People never gonna see their children again over something that soon as you got rid of it. Soon as you got rid of it. Before you even got rid of it. Shit, far we know, the last thing, I mean, they really didn't get rid of it. I seen some shit a couple months ago. Mafia's still going to war. How come that shit don't make the news? It's mob bosses warring right now. They was 6 months ago anyway. I seen that's the goddamn YouTube clip. Live with the date on the bottom of the thing. How come that shit don't make the news? But anyway it go, these people murdering each other and went to war over liquor. The last thing we know, as far as we know publicly, was John Gotti. Went down in the 80s. Bro, you had liquor stores in the 80s. Extortion and racketeering. What the fuck is your taxes? The Constitution says you can't tax United States citizens over property, food. It's property, food, and one other thing you're not supposed to tax United States citizens on. And there is no law that says you're supposed to have a driver's license. They do any fucking thing they want to. So what are they doing? That's extortion. If I'm driving, you pull me over, I ain't got no license, you could give me a ticket or you could take me to jail. And then intimidate me and say don't do this no more or else. That's intimidation and extortion. The same thing John Gotti went down for. Murder, extortion. Okay, they kill black men on live whenever they want to. The police. What's the difference? That's what I'm saying. Like, you would tell me COVID, this deadly virus, but the Kennedys got on in America for being bootleggers. Shit, all of them got on from being bootleggers. All of these fuckers got on from liquor and numbers. You would tell me this deadly virus. Now we going on, last tally was 500,000 infected. Which y'all don't understand, infected don't mean shit. It could be, look, bro. It could be 500,000 people infected and all of them get cured. Then what was the point? Why? How are we going to know what happened? And if we had this cure or this vaccine, how the numbers going up while we got a vaccine? Shit we don't pay attention to. But here's my thing. Let's rewind the tape a little bit. Look, some shit I don't even understand how they even had the courage to look into a camera and say this to people with brains. They told us Chinese people eating raw bat soup contracted this thing and brought it into the country. There has been no update on that. Did y'all forget that this all started with Chinese people eating bats? And nobody cleaned that up. We still sit here believing that Chinese people ate a raw bat as if they just started doing that. I've been watching clips and I don't even know if Chinese people eat raw bats like that. But I'm saying, I know at least 10 years ago I seen a clip of the shit on YouTube. So, obviously this ain't the first raw bat that got ate. So how did this one get this deadly thing that they passed on? And nobody cleaned that up. Nobody came back and said, yeah, we were mistaken. It actually came from, no. The official on record is going to go down in history as saying Chinese people ate raw bats and infected the world. and y'all are okay with this. That's like saying black people had watermelon, passed it on, and now everybody's gonna die. Bro, how much fucking more racist and stereotypical can you get? Chinese people ate raw bats and now we're all gonna die. Only China ain't got it no more, and we all fucked up. How they get rid of it so fast? Or did they get rid of all of the raw bats? Because look, listen, this is what I'm saying. Ain't no one bat sick. How is one bat just got it? You just got one bat that's sick. So that means it's a few bats that got it. So is this the only bat that got cooked? Did they go through and do a bat quarantine afterwards and throw away all of the bats that was about to get eaten? Well, this don't make sense, bro. They told this to logical people with brains. Why is anything still open? How come the entire COVID liquor stores never shut down? And we didn't have not one liquor store outbreak. Not one liquor store outbreak. How? But the church people got infected. This is a fucking circus, man. No Walmart outbreaks. I've been to Walmart down there every day for the last 20 years. I don't know why it's a thing. Don't judge me. Nobody got sick at Walmart, bro. Walmart ain't been empty not one time. I think like in the beginning when y'all was stealing toilet paper and shit. And that's another thing. Y'all don't feel some type of way about that. Just check me out for a minute. I don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now. I got a pretty good idea. But I can't conclusively say, like I got a crystal ball, I know what's going to happen 6 months from now. But what I can tell you is what has happened in the last 6 months. And I got a question for some of y'all that I'm going to need you to answer. I know a lot of my questions be rhetorical or open-ended, but this particular question I'm going to need an answer to. And please, I got to get close when I ask you. So, let me get this straight. You Negroes really let these white people tell you that we was running out of toilet paper and ramen noodles. And then y'all went out into this world and you rounded up all the toilet paper and ramen noodles you could muster. My sweet little people, they just, hey, if you gonna get a lot of ramen noodles, you gonna have to use the toilet paper. So I get the theory behind it. I do. But that ain't got nothing to do with my question. My question is this. Now that it's 6 months later, and you can go to the store and get toilet paper anytime you want to, do you ever feel like an asshole when you look in the corner and you see them 37 packs still taking up half of your living room? The kids can't even play no more. You keep hollering at little Jimmy because he falling on toilet paper rolls and shit. Do you ever just stop for 1 second and think? And I know right now, before I finish, right now as I'm saying this, your guy got the nerve to be looking at you talking about, yeah, babe, you was tripping on that toilet paper. Stop that nigga right now in his tracks. Stop smiling. And make him give you a motherfucking bra back. He ain't gonna be able to go to work tomorrow if you take that bra back. Tell him if he don't shut up, you gonna take that bra / face mask back, and he ain't gonna be able to go to work tomorrow. And tell him quit playing with you about the toilet paper. Them your rolls. Them your rolls, Queen. You got the right to be overly supplied for your family. Y'all. Oh my God, I can't believe y'all went out there and the racks was empty. Like y'all spared nobody. You ain't even care if your fellow black man had to take a dump. Just hey, he gonna use his hand. He gonna use hand towels. I don't care. We need this. The white folks had to tell y'all only 2 rolls. No, put that back. Do y'all feel bad when you try to sneak an extra roll and the white lady tell you and she just first she even say something to you, she and then everybody look at you and you gotta take your toilet paper back. You don't feel nothing, huh? To each his own. I don't know. I ain't judging you. Look, ain't no fucking Chinese people ate no bats and got the whole fucking world infected. When you put that into, when you just think about that, just say that out loud. Just say it out loud. Chinese people ate 1 bat and the whole world got sick. Just say it out loud. And see, don't you feel dumb as fuck? And all your friends should too. Now, here's what I'm saying. Okay, they lied about the moon. And I realized the only way I'm going to do this, the right way and put this to sleep is, for those of y'all that's on my Patreon, my next lecture might be the 9/11 one. I'm gonna really put that to sleep because y'all tripping, man. Like, I really have to, I really can't believe y'all still, like, trust these people. I don't believe shit they tell me. Like, and we to the point where we so adamant about not being wrong that we don't even double check our information no more. We just rather say, I know what I'm talking about. You ain't investigating nothing. You ain't looking back into nothing. You just know what you talking about. There's no way. I'm going to tell you this. You just work it backwards. You don't got to know shit about 9/11. All you got to know is, once again, how come Jay, you know what, Jay, I'm going to send you to get it. Jay, inbox me your address. You got a shirt and a face mask coming. Even though your ass won't get on my Patreon, you still come in here. As soon as you come in, you share automatically. You ain't even got the brothers share before he say Yahoo. Y'all been in here an hour with me and still looking at that thing like, man, my mama gonna see this. Yo, mama don't know you listen to this shit by now? I'm too loud. I know she done heard me cuss one time or something. Tell her something wrong with me and you just watch to get my views up because I get a check. So do whatever you got to do. Just hit the damn button. Y'all be tripping, man. Shut this shit. This shit heat. Shut this shit. Now look. Okay, so now, here's how you know they lying. You don't got to do no investigating, no homework. You ain't even got to go on YouTube for this. I'm finna solve the case. In less than 5 minutes flat, I'm going to solve the whole 9/11 case and put it to rest permanently. But I still might do the lecture. Here's how you know they're lying. And this ain't even going to take 5 minutes. This will take less than 2 minutes. Watch this. First, I got to ask you a question. Is America considered the world's superpower? You don't have to... I don't have to wait for your answer. I know the answer is yes. The United States is considered the world's superpower. So, in order to be the world's superpower, you have to have what? If not the, at least one of the most powerful armies on the planet. Otherwise, why would people who could beat you up allow you to dictate policy? So, it's safe to say, if people are willing to listen to bullying ass America tell them what to do, that means they can't whoop America. That would just be my common sense button. So now, with that being said, if I'm the world superpower with one of the most powerful armies on the planet. The only way you can have one of the most powerful armies on the planet is you have to have some of the best technology on the planet. Because war now is technological based. You have to have biological war. It's all different types of war. So you have to have technology. So now, if you got top of the line technology, the best army on the planet, the number one religion on the planet, but a little Arab man with a flip phone in a cave, you can't find for months. He had a flip phone, y'all. One of them joints. Flip that thing out and the screen pop open. He had one of them joints in a cave with a walker, with the Jesus robe on. And y'all let them tell y'all they was looking for him. So they flew all over the place, dropping bombs, killing black people, telling y'all we just got into it with a bunch of insurgents. I'm like Cat Williams now. You don't even know what the fucking insurgent is until you go look at the pictures and see insurgents don't got uniforms, bulletproof vests. They got on moccasins and a head towel and a pistol. That's who the United States. We got tanks, all kind of shit. We let them convince us that for years these people battled us. And we lost thousands of troops in this vicious war with people who had sandals on and no vests. Then I had a military friend. And she wasn't believing what I was telling her about this information. And then I said something that hit home with her. When I was telling her that secretly, you know, these soldiers that y'all supposedly go to war with be hired by the United States. And I broke down how this is possible. And then the light bulb came on in her head. She said, you know what? I said, what's that? She said, every time we would shoot it out with people and like take over their little base area, all the weapons we would find was United States issued. I used to always wonder how. Duh. You let them convince you a little Arab man on a flip phone, a goddamn a talk now phone, a Arab on a talk now phone, waged war on the mightiest country probably in the history of this planet for years. And then they caught him, killed him, and burned the body before anybody ever got to look at him, and threw the ashes in the water and said, there we go. And y'all cheered, yeah, y'all got him, Obama, woo! Who seen the body? Who ever seen this dead person? And I know what y'all be thinking. Somehow you rationalize in your mind all these different reasons why I can't be right. But just ask yourself for real. If this man, according to them, waged the worst terror on American soil when he blew up the towers, and then he take them on a 2-3 year goose chase, war, thousands of soldiers die, warring all over the world. They chasing them in and out of caves and all kind of shit. And you finally capture them. And we never get to see them. Why? We got to see Saddam. And then Saddam said, I'm going to tell everything. And then they hung him. And y'all cheered again. So I got a question. Since when the fuck do you get the hangman? This ain't the Wild West. What the fuck is this? When the fuck do you get to drop people from the edge of a rope? What, that is not What happened to the American court system? They put a rope around this nigga neck and dropped the floor out like back in the old days. I ain't seen that shit since a King Queen movie. When the fuck can you do that? And y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all didn't say shit. Then they catch Bin Laden. So nobody cared that Saddam made a motherfucking video saying, I'm finna tell everything. And then he got hung by a rope. Nobody, the light bulb went off like something ain't right. Nobody thought that some nigga in a cave can't possibly be doing all this on a flip phone with a walker. Nobody thought these things. Nobody cared that when Obama said, I'm bringing home all the troops, but he left 50,000 in Kuwait. Nobody cared that that's the number 2 place for heroin in the world. So you bringing home all the troops from everywhere, except for the place that got the most heroin in the world. You leaving 50,000 troops there. Nobody cared that since the United States took over production, it has increased 10 times what it was. How? How does the United States have a war on terror, conquer a country that produces the most heroin, and they don't live on TV show us them burning it down? Why? Why? How did production increase since they took over? Nobody cares. How do you chase the mafia for 40 years over liquor, then make a fucking thing called a liquor store? Think about, y'all not thinking, bro. You're not thinking. You're not thinking. How many black men caught fed cases for marijuana? Now they got a fucking store where you can go buy it. And they doubled the street value. Not only can you now go to the store and get something that used to get you a fed case, now you pay twice as much as you paid off of the streets. So they tell the street guy, you can't do it no more. But we can do it in this building and we can charge more. And nobody cares. How come we say drunk driving kills more people than anything else annually, every year? So the solution for that is, hold on one second, y'all. Let me plug this up before it die. So now, drunk driving kills more people than anything annually. So now, what the powers that be have decided is that they're going to stiffen up on the laws that allow you to drive while you're intoxicated. So now, you take an illegal substance, you make it legal. You already know from the experience the reason why you chased the mafia down, because you said it was bad for people and what it was doing to people. You had all alcoholism, and you had alcoholics way before. So now you get rid of it because it's bad for people. Then you put it in a store and tell those same people, now be responsible. And so now, since you know it kills people, you know it gives people diseases, and you know people drive and kill people. But every year there's a new brand of liquor to come out. No outlaw on that. Just on the people for using something poison that you made legal. So it's not that we could look and see how bad it is and just stop it. Why can't we just stop it? It's the government. They could chase bootleggers all over the world on the taxpayers' budget. And now they got rid of all the bootleggers. Why are you making liquor? Why's there? The moonshine dude had to go in the deep back of the woods and build a distillery all the way back. I used to watch Andy Griffin. It's an old ass episode of Andy Griffin where they got this moonshiner back up in the hills and everybody getting hit off the moonshine and they got to chase him down and shut down the distillery and all that shit. This was a big time crime. In 2019, 2018, they opened up a new movie theater. And this movie theater has got the brewery attached to it. So they actually make liquor that they serve at the theater now. Some of the movies nowadays 2.5, 3 hours long. So you put me in an environment that let me get drunk and watch TV. And then tell me get home responsibly. And if I don't, I could go to jail or you charge me money. Wouldn't it be easier just to say, this stuff is bad for our people, you can't drink it. No more liquor. You had already got rid of the people selling it. So you should have just left it alone. This is the thing I'm saying. They got a commercial. This man got a whole hole in his throat where he got to talk through it. Now, the only reason why they would show you that commercial is to make you feel bad and to show you what nicotine can do. Why is something that could put a hole in your throat even legal in our society? See, y'all don't analyze the shit that matter. You think all of this shit just has to be how it is. No. How? What is the fucking point of having a doctor analyze people and tell them what happens to you as a result of cigarettes? Okay, we could play ignorant and say we didn't know what nicotine was going to do. Then we fast forward to a moment in science where we discovered that nicotine gives you cancer. At the day where scientists find out that the product that we push legally to our citizens can kill them, why was it allowed to still go? And yeah, you're right, Mom. They love the money, but this is deeper than money. They got all the money. Stink. They got all the money. They print it. So what is really going on? They don't care. They don't care about you at all. Just think about it. We repeatedly see things in our society that they tell us what kind of harm it does. And then they allow it. Like I said the other day, anybody with a brain, and even the doctors have told you that McDonald's and Burger King is two of the worst places as far as healthy food. It's two of the most unhealthy places you can get your food from, McDonald's and Burger King. McDonald's got a Big Mac. Burger King got a Whopper. Two of the most poisonous, disgusting things you could put into a human anatomy. And they got the nerve to have a calorie counter on there. And a diet soda. If you order a Big Mac, you shouldn't even be allowed to buy a diet soda. What's the point? You don't care about a fucking diet. You got a Big Mac. You got a Whopper. And you want a large diet soda. Bro, you got a Whopper. That soda's not going to eat away to... And they know this. But every year. Now they tell you these greases, these fats, clog your arteries, give you all kind of gastric and heart problems. Why is it sold to the people? And they say, well, people should be responsible. Okay, maybe you're right. But history has proven that people aren't. And if you are the overseers of the people, why are we paying you to oversee us? That don't just mean don't fuck up or you go to jail. You're supposed to be overseeing society on a societal level. The whole thing. You got all of this information, all of these charts, all these stats that tell you everything about everything. So why do we still have things in our society that would destroy us, and instead we blame the citizens? The government approves it, and then we blame the citizens. You got, look, let's go back, banking on everything, you're right. Let's go back a little bit. And you could just think about certain shit. If you go to the 80s, 90s, every year you could watch the generations change. They paying attention to that because they curb the trends. So now you got to look at some of the things that you believe and that you hold dear. And watch how things get weird when you look at your government. Like, if you got a drug dealer that's been in the same neighborhood for years, and he pushing drugs through the whole neighborhood. If the police don't know about him, what the fuck are they there for? If they do know about him, how'd he make it so long? But my biggest point is this. Where did drugs come from? We not being crafty when we say black people don't make them. Well, we do now. But I mean, black people don't make cocaine, we buy it. we don't have fields where we're manufacturing it on that level. We're not getting it fresh out the fields off the goddamn coca leaf and converting it. So then there's a process way bigger than the guy on the street that's happening before you get to him. Of course the police know that because I know that and I'm not a cop. So then I had to ask them, I'm finna deal with the church in 1 second. So now I have to ask myself, why are we punishing the guy who we know for a fact is not the problem? Why is our primary focus and our resources and all our news media coverage on the guy that we know for a fact is not the problem? This is a game. And if we don't peep the play, we're going to keep on getting played. Nobody gives a shit about your personal feelings. Everything with our people is how you personally feel. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're angry. Nobody cares that you don't like the way things are going. Nobody cares that you refuse to gain understanding in a world full of information. People only care if you know right here, right now. If you can, right here, right now. If you don't know and you cannot, right here, right now, nobody gives a shit, even if they pretend to. We got to get off this thing where because it don't vibe with what I understand, it's not right. No, it's time to take some accountability for what the fuck you understand. Because obviously you got lost somewhere. You can't blame the rest of us because you're not up here. Then y'all get to say, no. Yes, it is. We got to catch up and wake the fuck up. When you wake up in a world where slaves are arguing over the better fucking slave master, don't you get it? How is any of this shit still a discussion in 2021? And now, since you opened the door, I had something else that I was going to touch, but I read what you said and it kind of made me forget. But I was going to touch on the religion thing. And you're right. But it ain't just the Catholic Church. It's the Baptist Church. You're not understanding a lot of what you call, or a lot of what you consider tradition is white boy indoctrination. Like you said, cannibalism. When you in church and they say you drinking the blood of Christ and eating the flesh, the body, and you take the little wafer and drink the juice. And the queen is 100% right. Nobody cares why are you drinking Jesus' blood? They say you covered in the blood of Jesus. What the fuck does that even mean? You don't know. But they tell you to do it, so you do it. But now, just like the queen said, that's cannibalism. But I'm going to take it a step further. This society is about necromancy. And I always tell you, you got to know something to know something. See, when you don't know shit, people could do anything to you. Like, for instance, first they got you drinking blood and eating the body. Now, who told you that when people die, y'all supposed to spend a lot of money on clothes, get sad as hell, cry, and go pay people to stand in the building and pray for this person? And then after that, y'all take the body, cry over the body, go to a cemetery, pay people for a piece of dirt to sit the body of your loved one in. And then you go back and forth to this place and visit. And you cry and shed tears over this person who's no longer here. Well, see, let me explain something to you, brethren. That's white boy shit. There's no such thing as death. If there's no such thing as death, what the fuck are we doing? First of all. Second of all, let's go with your theory. Let's go with your theory that this person died. Don't y'all religious doctrine, or most religious doctrines, tell you that there's a place for the dead? It's usually heaven or hell. So if the person in that box, when they died, either went to heaven or hell, that means by the time we get to the day of the funeral, there's nobody in that fucking coffin no more. So what the fuck are we crying for? Whatever it is that you cared for ain't in that damn box. It hasn't been ever since the body dropped. According to y'all, they go to heaven or hell. Okay, so that person is either by now in heaven or hell. You know it take them a while for them to put the mortician got to dress them up and make them look fancy and all this type of shit. That's necromancy. You want to look at something that's no longer here with you and make you feel better about a graduation. Do you cry at your son? Do you cry tears of horror when your son or daughter graduate? You be ecstatic. You be proud. So why you upset? So upset? You know that person died, couldn't pay their bills, had all kind of problems, or that person was in a gang war, or this person had a sickness. Well, you know, it's something usually, we black. It's rarely ever a smooth ride. So the person that deceased usually was going through some shit. You so hell-bent on the physical that you don't understand, you wish that they were still here and had to pay the motherfucking bills they ain't paid in months. You talking about, I just wish my auntie was here. Your auntie was 7 months behind on rent. I know you miss her, but she just got out of a heavy motherfucking ransom. It's necromancy, which is a love or an affinity for dead things. This is why you got grave robbers and you got actual documentation of European men having sex with corpses. You got documentation of people at the morgue getting caught having sex with corpses. Necromancy. These people ain't wrapped the same way as you, bro. Hey, that's my nephew. Open the door. These people ain't wrapped the same way as you. They got different triggers they tripping. So now, what are you doing at the gravesite? So now we done took the body and we done dropped it in dirt. And you go back there and talk to a big expensive piece of stone. You lay a rose on it. You don't know why, but they do it in the movie, so it must work. So you take a rose, you go up there, you talk to the ground and the concrete, you cry and tell them how much you miss them. As if they're fucking right down there, then they go to heaven or hell. Or if you looking down at the headstone, talking to your mama, you suggesting she probably didn't go that way. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Hey, my fault, y'all. That's my nephew. I knew that Negro was gonna take forever. So you looking down at the headstone talking to your mama, that implies that she went the wrong way, my nigga. You should not be excited. I don't never see y'all talking about, Mama, I know you smell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be like, Mama, I know you looking down on me. Nah, she looking up at you, mad as hell. She didn't go to... And none of this is a real thing. You don't know anybody that ever went to heaven. And you don't know anybody that ever went to hell. How do you even know there's a such thing? You don't know shit. You just do what Master tell you to do. You do what Granny and them tell you to do, but Granny and them got it from Master, so you just a generation of whatever Master said we gonna do, because we don't know. Your spirituality don't got no fucking heaven and hell. That's not African, but you think it is. And y'all don't like when I say African because y'all watch The White Boy Got You Scared of Africa. As soon as I say Africa, y'all picture a bunch of little kids running around with spears half naked, women with their breasts out and shit, and you get to thinking, I ain't finna live like that. They got places in Africa look better than where you live at right now. They got Africans, a huge part of being an African businessman is spending most of your time in America. That's why you see so many of them over here. They literally got wives and shit back in Africa. They go home once a year. They here on business, getting rich. You here trying to be a rapper. They come straight here and get on business. You still here trying to get your mixtape off. Ubuntu done been here 3 years. Got a brand new Benz and 2 businesses. And you still trying to get that mixtape off. I'm telling y'all. Who told you they don't like you? Who told you that? And if you run into 1 or 2 of them here that act funny towards you, does that speak for the whole Africa? I know plenty African. I got plenty Africans that rock with me. Plenty. They don't like bad energy. I just told you they come here on business. That man trying to open up a gas station and y'all trying to get him to the twerk fest. No, that's not what he's trying to do. If you want to talk about these documents or this Fortune 500 club, we could do some of that. You don't know that's what they think. You know that's what they say on. You know that's what they say on TV, and you might have ran into a few of them. But realistically, it's so many Africans that rock with you, it's ridiculous. It's so many Africans that rock with you, it's ridiculous, because I rock with plenty of them. Hey, that's the whole thing. Now, you just made the perfect point right there. You just made the perfect point right there. You said he won't hire you or me. Check this out. Now, you just said it. They hate ignorance as well as we do. The reason why, I'm going to say 2 things. The reason why y'all said, a lot of people say that Africans don't rock with us. I just told you like this right here. They come here for 2 different things. They come here for some shit you never seen. You look at your hood and you think it's rough. Go to a hood in Africa. Completely different, baby. Ain't no, you talking about ground zero. It ain't no nothing. No nothing. You don't even got police that got to pretend that shit is right. You ain't see the footage during COVID in Africa? Police was walking around through Africa whacking niggas with a stick talking about getting a house. It's different, bro. I do business with them. I already know what their MO is. They bout business. Of course you got Africans that don't like black people. You got black people that don't like Africans. We used to talk about each other and say, you an African booty scratcher. You African. You a black ass African. They used to be the butt of our jokes when we was growing up. Somebody orchestrated a hate between 2 people who look just like each other. You got to think about that. Somebody orchestrated that. Another thing is this right here. Hold on. I missed some, oh yeah, when you said they won't hire us. So, we let Asians in our community all the time. Do they hire us? We let Arabs in our community all the time. Do they hire us? They'll let us clean up the store and shit, though. They'll let a crackhead clean up the store and hang out all day. Keep the store clean and shit. You got every race in our neighborhoods and won't none of them hire our black ass. And I'm glad they shouldn't. Because if they keep telling us, nigger, beat it, we'll wake up and realize you should have your own gas station and he wouldn't have one. See, the only reason why they got these places that won't hire us is because we don't got them. The store was for sale. We could have bought it too. All you got to do is have your bag right and a nice little credit card, and you can buy the same spot he bought and put some donuts in there, and your store will probably stay a lot cleaner and the product's fresher. But we don't want our own. We want to dictate. We don't want our own. If we don't like them and you don't like nothing about them, all you got to do is build up your community and they won't be able to come. When we start dictating what goes on in our presence, then we can start dictating what goes on in our presence. They came from another country to provide opportunity for their people. So if I came, do you know how far Africa is? If I came all the way to Africa to get out of that shit, and I worked my way up and got me a nice little store in a year, I did that so I could hire Africans. Why do I care about giving a job to somebody who been here for years in the same neighborhood and don't got it? No, I did this for Africans. So I'm going to call home and get some Africans in here, because that's why we did this. As soon as we get enough money, we're going to put one of these bitches' cell phone shops in every motherfucking neighborhood y'all got. Wireless and some more shit. And we even going to play some of that cool booty shaking music y'all like. So when you come in the store, you can bop a little bit. We like that shit. But no, you cannot have a job. You can sell weed out front. My customers like weed. As long as you sit out front with them cute little bags, after they buy a bag, they're going to come in here and get a bag. So, yeah, you can stand out there with your pack. Now, if the police come, I don't know you, nigga. They do the things the way we should do it. You ever seen them not sticking together? One of them gets something, every African you know be there supporting them. Why we don't do that? We don't even support the people we like. Y'all like me, and I still gotta beg y'all for support. I could imagine how y'all do people y'all don't like. For them, they don't draw off that. You African. Come get some of this money we get. And he come with no ego. He don't want to be the boss. He don't come jealous because his cousin got a better car and you changed since you left. You ever heard two Africans talk about, you changed since you left Zimbabwe. You act white now. You ever heard two Africans debate that? No. We the only people have these dumbass conversations with each other. You making some money now, so I don't like you. You doing better in this aspect, so I'm upset. You look better in that aspect, so I'm just... They come here and get to that bag and keep your ass the fuck away from their stove. Because why? Because look what we do. We get shit, we fight, we get drunk, we tear shit up, then we say, I'm sorry. That shit that happened the other night, that could have made that man lose his hotel. I don't know what's going to be the ramifications for that. All because y'all want to stay an extra 10 minutes and pop bottles. All because y'all want to shoot out front and nobody got hit. I'm not advocating violence, but I'm saying you did all of that for nothing. You fucked up everybody's everything. So whatever your beef was, you didn't get revenge. You didn't get no get back. You didn't get nothing out this deal but to say, look, we aired their ass out. So why should they hire us? Why? Like we barely want to be around each other. How the fuck we gonna expect another race to want to be around us? We don't got no respect for each other's shit. Nothing. If we don't directly benefit, we don't care. We don't care about the whole at all. The only time we think as a unit is when one of them white boys get a hold to us and fuck us up publicly. Then everybody care about black people. Not a moment before. Not a moment before one of them white boys get a hold of your ass and make an example out you, nigger. Then here you come with your signs, marching and picketing, and you mad now. You mad now. Now there's black fist everywhere. And everybody revolutionary for a night. And then to find out now, white folks say, nigga, you cannot be upset anymore. And then you say, okay, massa, I better. And you get on with your life. Repeat. Put that on repeat. Rewind it like a bad movie. Don't worry if he do, he's still on. Same person, different name. Hey, yeah, fuck your couch. That's how they play. They don't give a shit, man. And it's a game that we play when we come up with all of these excuses on why it ain't as bad as we know it is. In your heart of hearts, you know they lying. In your heart of hearts, you might not have did the research. Maybe you don't got the evidence of 9/11. But in your heart of hearts, you know something about that day they lied about. You can't possibly look at that whole scenario and think, you know what? I believe that. So if you know they probably lied about something, but you don't know what, why is it worth arguing over? Why is it not just okay to say, you know what? Hit me with some information on that, because I really don't know. What's so wrong about that? Why is that never our approach? Like, okay, hit me with the information. I ain't up on that. That's never the solution for us. The solution is always, I know more than you. Off top, no research, no nothing. I hear it. It don't vibe with what I believe. So instantly, you wrong. I'm right. Let's argue. What if, let alone get it dirty. Yeah, it's just like the brother who they was twerking in his restaurant and he made him leave. And the whole world got mad at the brother. And then they tried to turn it into he's a coon. I'm a black man that worked hard to get in a respectable establishment. And I worked my way up to a position where I got the kind of customers that ain't into that sort of thing. I got more of a sophisticated audience. Now I'm allowing you to loosen up the atmosphere. I got your vibe on the networks. It's vibing for you properly. Enjoy some good company with black people, fellowship, and eat while we twerking on the furniture. Because this is a WAP culture. I knew any culture that would allow its women to display themselves like that. I didn't say, I'm talking about the whole culture, men and women, everybody involved. How we seen that video and all of us wasn't disgusted? No, how come the majority of us didn't say they took it too far? The majority of us asked the people who didn't like it, what's wrong with you? How? Because, and I don't even know if this particular person watches my show. I'm not going to put no name on it, so there's no disrespect intended. This just is the point I'm making. I'm at a party, and I see people who are known public activists half naked at a party. How do you justify that up here? That most of the time you see me, I'm advocating for my people forcefully. But tonight, I'm at the club half naked. Now that may not mean nothing to y'all, but to me, that's a line we crossing. I said this about And this is nothing personal towards him. I've been rocking with him for years. I happen to like young Pharaoh. But I noticed what's happening with him. You've been teaching for the last 5 years. You made it 4 years with no jewelry. Got millions of views. Why we gotta watch you now with your gold grill on, 2 big ass rapper pieces, and rings on every finger? You can afford it. You got the right to. I'm not hating. Hold on for a minute. Just so y'all know, I don't even wear this. This is all ice pieces that I just got. I got plenty shit froze. My whole dresser froze. As you can see, ain't nothing missing, ain't no crack, nothing. This case got dust on it. You see this? You see this? The case got dust on it. I don't wear it anymore. It just sits there. What the fuck I look like putting all of that on before I come hang out with my family? I put on some African jewelry. Not to brag, I want you to get accustomed to saying we could be African and be fly. That's why I do it. I got a shiny shirt, but I made it. I'm showing you what black people could do. I'm showing you like we could still be fly and not have to fuck with the European. We can fuck with each other and still be fly. We don't have to take the blood diamonds that they stole from our ancestors and put those on to feel like somebody. We could take some of these custom-made African jewelry from a queen, custom-made clothing from a black man, and I could say I got on black enterprise from head to toe. I supported my people and I look fresh in it. That's what I'm trying to create. How you gonna talk black empowerment and you didn't buy them diamonds from a black jeweler? See what I mean? You see the contradiction. You can't sit here and talk this black empowerment shit to me and you got on 50,000 worth of white boy shit. You couldn't have did something else with that money? This is the hard-earned money of your family that over the years, because they believe in your message, they're giving you all that they got. How dare you sit on here, ice the fuck out, gold grill diamonds everywhere, and you got your Cash App address running across the bottom on how we could donate. Nigga, I'm not buying you no more fucking diamonds. You see the psychology? At the moment where you can afford to rock all of this jewelry, that's the day you shouldn't have your Cash App on the bottom no more. Why you asking for money and you can afford all them diamonds? Unless you gonna put the money on projects for black people. Before you got them, now he talking about he finna make a social media platform. You got $50,000 worth of diamonds on you. That was your social media platform. Everybody must be held accountable. Your actions gotta match your teaching. We all gonna fuck up. I fuck up. I'm not trying to get y'all to think like, oh, this nigga. No. I'm not saying that. But you gonna look at me on, if you watch me on the 7 days a week, if you had a hidden camera on me and you watch me 7 days a week, you might see 1 or 2 things that you say, but my body of work on 7 days, you're going to be like, I can't really knock that nigga. The worst you might see me do is roll up. That's about it. That's his worst. That's my big secret. That's it. You're not going to see me pop no bottles. You're not going to see me outside at no clubs. I won't be at the Twerk Fest 2021. Not because I'm not capable, but because if at any moment you looking when I'm not, You shouldn't be able to come back to social media and say, I saw a dude coming out the strip club. No. No strip clubs for me. And before I became the general, I was in them a lot. Since I've been a Black Panther, ain't been in not one of them, and I'm not going. Don't even have a desire no more, not interested. Because I can't come up here and teach to y'all and then go throw money at the strip club. I can't knock those who do, but as a teacher of Black righteousness and empowerment, I cannot do that. You got to come as close to possible as living what you're speaking. We all going to make mistakes, but I'm going to come close as hell to being what y'all see every time y'all hear me talk. Yeah, now, if I do, I am human, but that's not the thing, though. The thing is, I'm teaching self-resilience, Black empowerment, and self-control. So I need self-resilience, Black empowerment, and self-control. I need these things in order to tell you you should have them. I can't push Black education to you, and that ain't my whole thing. It ain't nothing encompassed in Black education involving a strip club, unless I'm trying to build one. That's the only Black education I need out of a strip club, is if I'm building a Black strip club. I think you can go on there and teach for it. I think them ladies can be turned around. Now, this is my thing. If somebody out the strip club end up in one of my lives, if I meet them through a rare acquaintance, that's the only way a stripper gonna get this message. I'm telling you like that now. I know what I can do and still get away with it. But I also have to ask myself, why do I have to? See, that's the other thing about it. Okay, I'm quite sure I could say I did it and y'all wouldn't even trip. But at some point, if I'm in the audience, I'm going to ask, okay, yeah, I ain't really judging them, but why is he still going to see strippers? If you in the barbershop, sooner or later, you're going to get a haircut or you got to leave. How many times do I go into the strip club without becoming an active participant? And now, another thing I have to admit, I'm a little bit different. Everything is about opportunity with me. So the only reason why I was in, the primary reason why I was in the strip clubs in the first place is opportunity. I'm not somebody who you could give a lap dance to. That's not going to work out for you. That's not going to work out for you. You can't walk up to me and start grinding on me. This is pre-Panther. Anybody who know me will tell you. You're not going to catch me get no lap dance. You can't be grinding on me. You can't be doing none of that. I'm not there for that. Who's the manager? Who's the head dancer? And what they like to do around here. That's why I was in the strip club. And you can catch me Sunday to Sunday in a different one, adding to that bag. That's what I was in there on. So I've never been somebody that was there for the festivities anyway. So it was easy for me to say I ain't going back. Because I was in there for crime and I don't commit crime no more. So therefore it's a wrap. But I still have to be, like, it's one of those things where I always say, live your life as if people watching you. So that you don't ever have to really explain what you did. So like, to see me coming out of a strip club, you could be driving down the street, minding your business. And just one of them things where as you look, you see me coming out, throwing my jacket on. Instantly, the first thing that's going to come in your mind is, why is the general of the Black Panthers coming out of the strip club? Or, if you don't know me in that fashion, you're going to say, ain't that the dude that be on Facebook always talking that positive shit? Why is he coming out of the strip club? It ain't none of your business. I got the right to do it. But wouldn't you want to know? I would. And if you had the opportunity to ask me, so now you back here, you in my lab, and you say, hey, didn't I see you coming out of woo-woo the other day? If I don't say nothing logical, you shouldn't come back no more. Why would you? Why would you? It's not nothing bad about that. I lived in that world. But that environment is not conducive to what I tell y'all I'm about. I'm about re-educating black people. That's not the place for that. If I'm trying to get them out of there, then I find out what's the company website or who's the owner or something like that, and I find another way to get in. But I don't go in there, goddamn it, doing shake them up night and then try to say, hey, I just had a drink. No, that's not, no. We live in a world where nobody says what they mean and mean what they say. So when you do it, you get two responses. Either you get somebody that's refreshed at the fact that they're getting honesty, or you get somebody who thinks it's impossible for you to be telling the truth. More than likely, that's what you run into, is it's no way that this could be the truth. If cigarettes give you cancer, why can anybody go buy them? I can kill innocent people at 18, but I can't have a drink to calm down my stress for murder for 3 more years. So if I go to war and end up in a gunfight and have to shoot down a couple people at the age of 19, I can't legally drink the pain away for 2 more years. You could tell me if I got cancer and what you gonna do to treat it. But 100 years later of cancer research, and we don't know how to just not get it. Well, let me ask you a question. What about if we fast forward to the days before there was cancer? How to get here? Where did cancer come from? See, this is the whole thing. You live in a world full of questions, and you don't want no answers. Hell, you don't even want to ask the right fucking questions. A disease is dis-ease. It just means you're not at ease. You hear the word disease and you say, oh, they got a disease. Look how they play with you. Dis-ease. Pull the word apart. Etymology is important. And you'll see that a lot of times these people playing with you. I just told you, they shook up the whole world over AIDS. They told you Africans was in Africa fucking monkeys. Where did AIDS come from? Anybody know? If you look up bestiality in the history of it, you won't see black people anywhere in the equation. But they convinced the world that we fucked monkeys in Africa and brought a deadly disease over here. And every time you think about deadly diseases, you think about a foreign country. How come it's never this filthy fucker right here? It's never the European. But historically, the European nations was the ones that was plagued with all the sicknesses, passing it on to everybody else. But now, all of a sudden, every time it's a sickness, it ain't the white boy, somebody else did it. Historically, he's the only one that gets sick. Historically. Fuck racism. Look at history. The European is the one that gets all of the illnesses. The European countries is the countries that was plagued with all the black deaths and all this shit. That was all European nations. It took black nations to come in and show them how to clean themselves up so they wouldn't die. They in the barn sleeping with animals and shit, contracting diseases. This is where you get all this animal fucking from. They literally was living in the barns with the animals. I still don't that doesn't justify sticking your penis in your goat, but this is what they deducted should happen at a, I don't know. I don't want to even deal with it. I'm still stuck on somebody raping a koala bear, and I will never forgive that. Whoever that sick fucker was that looked at the koala bear and decided this guy gotta get it, I will never forgive you, and I hope you burn in whatever hell you believe in. But, so look at what they tell you. They get sick, not you. Where's all this stuff coming from? How you let people tell you fucked monkeys and got the world sick? And you didn't, not one white man died over that. No war, nowhere. You got to think about what they telling you. Why are they telling you these things? For years, they told you Columbus discovered America. For years, 100 years, this was in the textbooks. A brother named Ivan Van Sertima come through and prove him wrong. Y'all could either watch the lecture or get the book that came before Columbus. Ivan Van Sertima destroys the British and the Europeans and prove hands down that Columbus didn't discover America. Where was the formal apology? Where was the explanation on why they told us this? Do you think that they didn't know? Like we thought he did, our fault. Like, just think about it. For 100 years, they taught us a total fucking lie. When the truth came out, the only thing they did was just changed it. We're denouncing him. And now Columbus is the bad guy. There's no more Columbus Day. We're denouncing Columbus. He no longer discovered America. But he's dead. Who cares if you denounce him? Let's deal with why the fuck you lied. That's like you catch your significant other cheating and they just say, I ain't gonna do it no more. And that's the end of it. And you're like, but why you cheat? I ain't gonna do it no more. But you hurt me. I ain't gonna do it no more. I'll never be the same again. I ain't gonna do it no more. This is the shit I'm saying. Y'all ask all the wrong questions. You want to know who gonna win the Super Bowl? Where the fuck these people that ate this bat at? I don't know. And did y'all ever catch the niggas that fucked the monkey? Like, I mean, when we gonna get to the real issues here? Nobody knows what happened to the koala bear. It's a lot of shit that's not answered. Y'all heard about the wrong shit, bro. You got people raping monkeys, getting the ups on koala bears, taking advantage of cattle. All of this going on right before your very eyes. But you just got the new Mike 35s. And that's what matters right now. Because they look just like the last 4 pair. But they in a different color. They purple. Them shit's purple now. You live amongst people. Let's just process this for a second. See, we be saying shit and we hear smiley faces on the side. And it's cute. It's like the teacher used to say, it's always funny till somebody get their eye poked out. So now this is the thing right here. You are controlled. I'm pissed off about the koala bear, bro. I'm telling you. If it's anything, you've been around. You done heard me mention this a few times. If it's anything in my that's really fucking with my psyche, you just got to think about this, bro. Just think for a minute. Get in my world for a second. Australia is hot than a bitch. Let's start there. Australia like 100 degrees outside. It's 100 degrees outside. Some white man drinking a hot ass beer. Hot beer get to you faster. He just cooking in the sun, hot beer, taco meat sizzling on his chest. He getting horny to the motherfucker. And he just keeps staring at this goddamn koala. Betsy Lou Sarah done told him no more tonight. And he just steady drinking this warm ass beer. And then it hit him. And there it was. You sick fuck. I hope they catch you. Or I hope they caught you. That was a long time ago. He had to be dead by now. But I hope when they caught... No, you know what? Never mind. They probably went and found more koala bears, the people who caught you. So never mind. Just never mind. You're right, Mama. I'm going to let it go. Because I know what they did to that bear wasn't right. And I'm letting it go. But if I ever find out... I wish I had the money to... See, Dick Gregory had enough money. He used to just pay for shit. I need that kind of money. Dick Gregory spent $2,000 on breast milk, breast milk examination. He wanted to examine breast milk. The doctor asked him, well, what am I looking for? He said, shit, if I knew that, I wouldn't. You think I'd pay you $2 million to tell me some shit I already know? I don't know what I'm looking for. Just tell me what you find. I need that kind of money. Because if I did, I'd hunt down you koala bear fuckers and do something to you. And not just koala bears. I need to be a animal rights activist. Is there such thing? Animal rights. No, it would have to be animal rights activists. That should be a thing. Because I would go around and find all you nasty ass Europeans that's defiling your cattle and livestock, and we would sentence y'all to something. I think if you rape a goat, you should die. I'm not even sure why. I just think there's no coming back from that. It's why I think you should die. And not only that, like, whatever, you're going to pass whatever the goat did, you're going to pass that on to somebody. So if you rape livestock, there should be like, I wonder if we put them all in a special place and just see what they do to each other. That would be pretty interesting. A bunch of goat rapers, they going to get rough with each other because they used to raping things that kick back and moo and shit. It's going to be hectic. I wouldn't. Never mind. Okay. I'm done, Mama. I'm done. I be forgetting my mama in here sometime. I'm done. I swear. I promise. You just... Okay. No, y'all ass ain't getting off the hook. I'm sorry, Mama. Give me a second. You let these goat fuckers rape you. You let these goat fuckers abduct y'all ass, sit you down, and got you voting for them. You're voting for people who fuck sheep and drink baby blood. What an interesting fucking mixture. These are the type of people y'all believe in. Y'all want to... If you make the focus on cats and dogs, you will get a lot of support. These people love their dogs. If I focus on dogs, I probably will take over America. I should hide the revolution under the Dog Catcher Act or something. Somebody work on that for me. Give it some thought. Play with it in your head. I know I got some good thinkers up top. Y'all play with that for a minute. Tell me you come up with. But I think we could potentially hide this revolution under the guise of some type of animal activist and get real close to some strange ass white people and probably record them doing shit. It's just I ain't put a whole lot of thought into it. I ain't got it formulated, but I'm on to something. And cats, if you can train a cat properly, you can get them to sneak into certain places and leave shit there. So I'm working on something. Either way it go though, all I'm saying is this, y'all. Look at this world you live in. Instead of making health mandatory, you make a diet soda for fat people. This is what I'm saying. Now, to all y'all people who say they can't just make any law they want to, bro, they got a law that is the dumbest law ever. No, not the dumbest law ever. Cause I was talking to some people one night. I don't know who the fuck I was talking. I was trying to think of who I was talking to before I lie to y'all. But I was talking to somebody one night, and they was telling me some of the laws that they got. Do you know in certain states it's illegal to get caught with certain kind of cheese? Like, these is real laws. If you go, y'all Google dumbest laws, and you're going to see some shit that's going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? So here's my point. One of the dumbest laws you're going to ever hear is jaywalking. Somebody going to tell you, If you trying to cross the street and you in a hurry and there ain't no cars coming, you still can't go until that little motherfucking glow in the dark white man come up and tell you to walk. And if I should go before that, that's jaywalking and I could get a ticket and a fine. You could fine me for walking when you don't say so, but not for raping my doggy or some shit. They make this shit up as they go. I don't think it's a law to say you could shoot niggas live on Facebook, but they do it and nobody go to jail. So you can't say what they can and can't do. They make it up as they go. They do what the fuck they want to do. So you look at the laws. You look at the people in charge. You look at what they saying. You look at the title, what they call themselves. People will tell them themselves. They call themselves the government. Govern your mental. Governmental. Control. To govern is to control, to oversee. So what they're saying is we oversee your mental. This is who is in charge of you. And they got all of these things that you can and can't do. They got all of these double standards to say, you can't sell drugs, but we're going to make them. They got all these things to tell you, if you do this, you wrong. But they promote it. How can you condemn inner city black youth for gun violence, and you control an industry that promotes nothing but black on black gun violence? You got studies and scientists that specialize in human behavior and tell you, if you do this, it does that. They've been studying you for hundreds of years. And you don't know that part of your brain that visualizes these activities is directly connected to the part of your brain that releases endorphins for pleasure. So these activities, once you see them visually and you get excited about an action movie or a shooting incident, it releases certain endorphins in your body. The body is a machine. So just like any other drug, the body realizes that, okay, after a series of experimentations of trying to get this same feeling and you can't get it, then you will get a signal every time you see this activity, and your body will tell you after a while, you'll make the connection. It's the violence that's releasing these endorphins. And I haven't participated in it. I'm just watching it. So the participation of it, that release is going to be 10 times what it was just watching it. This is simple science. I'm a simple man on Facebook. If I know this, then a guy who makes $1 million, a couple $100,000 a year, he knows this. Your government knows this. Then why do they keep making the movies? Why do they tell you that selling drugs is wrong and it's bad? And then they keep making movies that glorify selling drugs. They got a whole culture that glorifies it and then locks you up for it. Selling drugs is wrong, but the pharmaceutical industry is the #1 industry in America. Drugs is drugs. How come your drugs is okay but mine not? Because you say your drugs is good for me. I don't know. I don't know what any of these words mean. I just know we both make money off drugs. Pay attention to what they say and what they do. And make sure the two of them line up. And you'll see in most cases, their actions never line up with what they're telling you. And in any relationship, when I'm repeatedly being fed information that does not line up with the actions of the individual feeding me the information, then I am being deceived. In any relationship. Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. I love y'all. I'm gone.